Now you are familiar with the fascinating concept of opportunity cost. And now it's the time to dive deeper into a financial version of opportunity cost concept. When it is in a financial context, it's about investing money. So when it is about investing money, the businesses don't just ask, will this make money or not? Two things are important here. Is this the best use of money, and how much it will make money? So that's the reason the concept of opportunity cost jumps in to leverage thinking. Okay, to do so, we need to review some other concepts. Capital, money or resources used to invest. So when in the following slides we are talking about capital, we are talking about money or other resources that used to invest. And here you can see the examples, can be cash, saving, business funds, investor money, anything that you are bringing to make that project launched as an investment. And one thing is obvious, capital is limited. So we need to be selective, we need to be logical and wise regarding our selections. That would be the focus of the following PowerPoint slides. So now you know all the things that when they are investing, they just don't ask if it makes money or not. They ask if it is the best and how much it makes. And here we have the opportunity cost of capital. You may ask, is it different from the general concept we learned together as opportunity cost? No, they are the same, but in the field of financial management, in the field of finance, we use this technical term. We are not willing to use that general term of opportunity cost. So what is the opportunity cost of capital? The return you give up by investing money in one option instead of the next best alternative. So you see, it's very similar to the general definition we had for opportunity cost, but everything is tailored here according to an investment scenario. So when you are investing in a case, you are not investing in the next best alternative or option. The return of that next best alternative option is the opportunity cost of capital. It's a technical term, very well known term. Since it is return of investment, it is in percentage, and it is used as a benchmark for decision making, and it really acts as a leverage when you want to make the decisions. It helps you because now you have a benchmark to do. So here in this table we have two choices. Choice A, it has the return of 12%, and choice B, 8%, as you can see here. And here, if you go with choice A, the opportunity cost would be 8% because you are ignoring the other one that has 8%. But if you choose choice B, that has the return of 8%, the opportunity cost of capital is 12%. And again, they are similar, opportunity cost and opportunity cost of capital, just one is general, the other one is a specific to field of finance. Now, to be able to answer this question, of course, we are going to discuss it more in the following slides, but I want to tell you, you are already knowledgeable enough to be able to confidently answer this question. Okay, if you cannot fund all projects, the capital is limited, as we just referred to in one of the slides, one or two before. You need to select the projects wisely. So here it is asking you which option is the correct answer. Which projects you should go with. Option A, fund those with smallest cost. B, fund the most politically popular. C, fund those with largest NPV. And D, funds those with largest IRR. E, use dynamic programming to optimize. So, please stop your video here and start contemplating on this question and see what do you think is the correct answer. And I really suggest you start by crossing off the ones that are for sure not the correct answer until you get to the correct one. Stop the video. Okay, let's now review the answer together. If you cannot fund all projects, fund the most politically popular. Absolutely, it's not the answer. According to what we have discussed, use dynamic programming to optimize. It is not also the answer. So here we go with fund those with smallest cost. Okay, absolutely it is not again logical, because if something is cheaper doesn't mean it's gonna make more money for us. So you see, I'm just crossing them off with that logic. Now we have to fund those with largest NPV. This one is also not correct, because maybe the NPV is high, but that's because of the initial investment is high, so the return also are high. So I'm talking about the magnitude of the cash flow. It cannot be considered as the best one. Again, if it has high NPV, because everything that you are working on is on a million scale. So the NPV is large because everything is on a $1 million scale. So when you calculate NPV, it's a large number. It doesn't mean it is the best, because maybe there are some other projects that the numbers, the values, the cash flow, the scale is smaller, but the return of investment is higher. And I guess I implicitly told you the answer. You go with the largest IRR. So now you understand the source and the root of this technical term much better: capital budgeting. Because whenever you are talking about financial management, one thing that is always part of the syllabus, the topics that would be discussed in that course, is capital budgeting. Now you are growing some sort of understanding, deep understanding of these technical terms. Capital, we just talked about it today, about the resource that can be here, as you can see, capital, money or resources used to invest. So when you are talking about capital, investment is part of that. Money is part of that. So when you are talking about capital, it's something between money and resources and an investment opportunity. So it says capital, it is that money, those resources that are being invested. Budgeting, use them in a wise manner, because you cannot fund all the projects. So you need to handle them in a budget style. You need to select the most profitable one. You are going for the best. So capital budgeting, that's the reason they call it that way. So capital budgeting, selecting best projects. And opportunity cost of capital approach, what you are going to do, as we just talked in the previous slide, that you go with the ones with the highest, with the largest internal rate of return, IRR. So you are going to rank projects based on ROR, IRR, and after that you are starting funding them from the high to low, and you will go as far as you have enough fund to invest in those projects. I'm going to show you some examples and you are going to understand it completely. I'm not going to confuse you by this line, so just stay here and you just learn about an approach in capital budgeting that you have limited money, capital, you want to invest. There are many projects, so you want to see which one you should go for. Just in the previous one, we talked about that you go with the ones with the highest IRR, because the other ones are not acceptable, and you start with you rank all the projects, project 1, 2, 3, that they have the highest ROR, rate of return. And for example, this one has 25%, this one has 20%, this one has 17%. And you start funding them. You fund it. Why you have to start with it? Because it has the highest rate of return. We absolutely want to make sure we are investing in this project. Do we have still enough money? Yes. For 2, go and invest for that. Do we have enough money to invest for 3? No, we cannot do that. Okay. Do we have enough money for 4? And like that, we continue to get all the money.